Hey everybody. After doing lots of introspection and self-reflection on current events, things that are happening in our world here at the United States of America, I have decided to do a short video clip. And basically, um, I spent a long time praying and meditating on several things that are transpiring and or going on here in the United States of America presently. And I have come to this conclusion. You can say the angels sent me a message. You can say that I connected with another side or God or whatever it is that you choose or that you believe. It could vary for any people in a multitude of ways, and that's perfectly fine. But the thing that kept bringing out to me was, don't be a conduit or a participant in the division. What does that mean? Well, what I take it to mean, or what I think it means, is don't be a party to of any type of division. I have lost friends the last few days. I've had to block a few people, and I'm not apologizing for that. I don't feel bad about that at all. I feel that, yeah, everybody has their own personal beliefs and morals, and they're entitled to. And I'm very grateful for both. Whether I agree or disagree makes no difference to me. But when it goes against my morality and it goes against my spiritual beliefs, it becomes non-negotiable. I can't negotiate something that goes against my essence and my core, and neither should you. And you and I may not have the same views. You may believe that it's okay to imprison young children in hot, humid, inhumane conditions, and I may not, or vice versa. It sounds crazy, but I have to accept that there are people out there that really, really, honestly don't care. I have to accept the fact that there are people out there who honestly don't care that the homeless are going to be criminalized or become criminals or jailed or arrested for being homeless under the guise that they're going to get mental health treatment. That's a big joke. I don't know about you guys or where you live. Think about where you live. Is mental health easily accessible where you are? Are there a lot of mental hospitals where you are? Are your hospital do your hospitals even have a psych ward? Because all of ours are gone. So the guise of helping individuals with mental health is ridiculous, because there's not even enough mental health facilities here to house more than 50 people at one time in this city, which is a medium-sized city that I live in. I'm in a Cleveland suburb of Ohio. So I don't know how people justify things, or I don't know where they're finding their statistics, but in my reality, it's not this is what I'm living, though. So I'm not saying that I'm right. I am not. I'm the first one. I always say this too, because I like everybody to know that I am imperfect. I'm fallible. I am the first one to admit that. I humbly admit and express that I am imperfect. I'm fallible, and not everything I say is 100% accurate. And I'm okay with that. It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay. But when your viewpoints transcend what is a non-negotiable for me, like my spiritual beliefs, or like my beliefs about how people should be treated, irregardless of who they may be, my beliefs that everybody should have the right to trial by jury, we should have due process. My beliefs are all of those beliefs that are slowly fading away in the midst of the New World Order. And I'm going to call it that because that's kind of what it is. This is a New World Order. We're seeing an oligarchy starting to rise. And we're seeing an administration that's allowing it. We're seeing the advent and the explosion of AI, which some call the mark of the beast. I'm not going to get into all that, but what I'm saying is, I'm going to go back to the initial thing that I was starting. My initial point was that I am not going to engage in anything that's going to cause division. I'm only one small little voice. I'm only one vote. I'm only one little person in this big country. And I'm going to choose, not because I'm afraid to speak up, not because I'm afraid to say how I feel. Because if you know me, you know my viewpoints. And you know my morals and ethics. You know my values. Sadly, I'm finding out that those values aren't shared by a lot of my peers and a lot of the people that'll probably even watch this video. And people can say what they want. They can slam me. They can call me out of my name. They can post nasty things on my wall. They can continuously report me, as they have been doing on Facebook, trying to get my account closed because I do speak my mind. And before I get to my point, that's an example of the rage and the hatred within these individuals. It's funny how you see some people doing this and other people respecting that you have a different point of view and being okay with it. I respect that you have a different point of view, and I'm okay with agreeing to disagree on anything unless it's one of my non-negotiables. That's just me personally. So if it's something that runs counter to what the Bible says, or what Jesus said, or what my own personal spiritual soul and heart and mind think and feel, then I'm not okay with those views. I'm not. Do I love you? Yes, absolutely. I still love you. I don't hate you. I don't hate anyone. I don't even like that word. I think it's an ugly word, and I try not to use it at all. So that's where I stand with that. Going back to what I was saying, though, I will not be a party to the division of people being divided. That being said, I'm going to try, and it's going to be hard for me, but I'm going to try my darndest to just simply exercise silence. Exercising silence and going to a much higher place, a much deeper place within myself, perhaps another dimension, in meditation and prayer, where I can pray for the best for everyone, including those who smite me, and hope and wish and pray that everybody will be okay and that we will not be divided. Because the truth is, whether you believe this or not, the truth is, united we stand, and divided we fall. Now, a famous artist once said in one of her lyrics, she said, "Their intent, division, until there is no side to take." What a perfect phrase or quote for right now. In the climate that we feel, their intent, division, until there is no side to take. Think about that. Regardless of what side you're on, regardless of what your position you're in, regardless if you're a moderate like myself, or if you're a Republican, or if you're a Democrat, or if you're an independent, or if you're conservative, or if you're liberal, or if you're freaking whatever, these fun names that everyone wants to call each other to be mean-spirited. Whatever it is, and whoever you are, you still have your voice, and you still have your vote. And make sure you exercise and use it. And whatever happens, for me, and I can't speak for everybody, but for me, God's will be done. So whatever is going on, whatever is happening, it is God's will. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening. The current administration is God's will. Whether to bring about change or whether to bring about God's plans. If you know the Bible, it gets pretty deep, doesn't it? You know, it's like playing out like a playbook. So these individuals could be people. They could represent individuals that are in the Bible. And again, I'm not going to go into all of that. We can save that for another segment. But I am going to say that it is important that we pray, meditate, send out positive energies, love and light, universe, God, whatever you want to call it. We need to do what we need to do right now, because I don't know about you guys, but I can feel the energy. I can feel the air. I can feel the angst. I can feel the venom and the wickedness and the hatred and the vitriol flying around, and seeing it flying around to one another. Social media for me is a double-edged sword. It's like a weapon. It can be used for good, or it could be used for bad. Actually, weapons are never really used for good. There's always an intent. That's not trying to go into that either. But basically, social media is a thing, that a system that can be used for good or for evil. It's how you wield it. Just how you steer your car. You can steer it off the side of the road, or you can steer it and go straight and get to your destination. So that's my little blurb for the day. Today I think is July 26th, 2025. And I hope in prayer, honestly, is that anybody watching this or talking about it or whatever, anybody that has any kind of sense of humility, kindness, love in their hearts, true love, that feel pain, that feel suffering, that feel what this world is going through right now in many different situations and circumstances, that you take the time to truly and honestly reflect upon what your role is and what your purpose is. Is it to be a keyboard warrior on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or any of these other social media platforms and sit behind a computer and post a bunch of memes and throw out a bunch of vitriol and all this other thing? Is that what your purpose and your meaning is? I would hope not. Keyboard warriors are fun, and on both sides, it's kind of like enjoy the drama time, but it's not life. It's not what's being experienced by a lot of people these days. And I think the big thing is people have lost touch of understanding and having empathy for what others are going through. They're in their little comfortable beds or couches or rooms or TV, watching their TV shows, throwing out these memes like it's nothing, or throwing out words and comments and hatred and vicious, vile attacks upon one another. That's not where we need to be. Yesterday I received this Bible. I mean, when I say Bible, I mean this long, huge inbox message on Messenger. And I didn't even read it. I started off with the first sentence. I noted the person that it was coming from, and I immediately said, why do you only ever speak to me or comment on something that I post when it's controversial? Why don't I ever see you talking about when we talk about the weather, or we're talking about a sports team, or we're talking about something like that? No comments, silence from this individual. But boy, they had enough to say yesterday due to a post that I put on social media. And I thought that strange. I thought that really odd. And so I called the individual out and I said, please block me or scroll past. And again, I didn't even read it. I did not read it. I'm not putting myself through that. There was another post that was put up that I didn't read that was about me on someone else's social media. And I didn't even read that either. If I'm really truly that important, then I'm not. Let me just put it that way. I'm not that important for you to write a book the size of the Bible in a messenger thread. I'm really not. I am not a politician. I do have a degree in psychology, but I am not a politician. I don't have any power to exercise any kind of political authority whatsoever. And your vitriol and your nastiness, and knowing the person that wrote this, I knew exactly what the content of that message was going to be. So my message back was, why, and I can post this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to try to hurt somebody. My whole thing is I don't hate anybody. And I said this in a video before that got an overwhelming response, over 500 views on a reel, which is pretty good for me with a small following that I have, because I don't have a large following. I made a comment that whether you've been someone who has said the nicest things about me or the worst things about me, thank you. And I mean that, because you've made me a better person. Some of you made me grow by seeing some of the things that I do that I shouldn't. Some of you have made me grow by seeing some of the things that I do that their people are proud of or applauding. I'm still going to do what I want to do, regardless of whether it brings applause or not. Of course, that's not the point. The point is that anybody that's in our lives, anybody, whether it's the president, whether it's this administration, whether it's your friends, whether it's your family, whether it's going to influence you in being and molding the person that you are. But ultimately, you have control of who you are. Ultimately, you are your own governance. And you are ultimately responsible for you, regardless. And this is difficult for me too, because at my age, I'm still dealing with abuse issues, unresolved, and a few other things. But again, I digress. My point, though, and the feelings and thoughts that I got after meditating, praying today, again, I'm sorry to be redundant, but it was to not engage, to exercise silence, because engaging completes the agenda of people in charge. It assists their mission of dividing us. And I'm not going to be a party to that. And this happens with Republicans and Democrats and probably independents too. It really doesn't matter what party, but those in power can easily overtake their constituents by dividing them. It's easier to take them by dividing them than by them being united. So again, I say, united we stand, divided we fall. You decide what role you want to play in that. If you're a bullheaded, stubborn person and you're like, well, I'm going to keep spouting out and da-da-da-da, by all means, do you. and I'll do me. So from this point forward, when it has anything to do with politics, when it has anything to do with any kind of controversy that's in our news or anything like that, I will not be a part. I refuse. I will remain silent. I will remain in meditation. I will remain in prayer, and I will remain with my Lord and my God in my personal spiritual beliefs. This individual was funny because when I did briefly look it over again, I didn't even read it. It said I just caught this part real quick. It said something about you profess to be a good Christian, and I was like, okay. Again, knowing the individual and knowing their disposition and the kind of person they are, I didn't want to read it. I didn't need that energy in my space, so I didn't read it. And if you want to know the ending of this, I did tell the individual, said, why do you just comment on, these da-da-da, like I said earlier. I said, why don't you just scroll on? Or why don't you block me even? Like, I was literally saying that. And I then took it upon myself to just go ahead and block him, because there was no point of us continuing to be friends when we don't even know each other. We don't even know each other. We have nothing in common at all whatsoever. Our morals and values are completely different. And does that mean that I hate him? Absolutely not. Not at all. Not at all. I don't hate him. I thank him for being a person in my life who has made some kind of difference. And there are others. But I refuse to be a party of division, or part of division. A party to is not saying a party like Republican and Democrat, just in case you don't understand that. It means a party to that behavior. So I can say a part of that behavior. That's it for today. That's the blurb. I'm sure that I will be doing more YouTube videos and uploading more blurb things, but I knew that there was two ways that I could go about recording this, was either to upload it to my YouTube channel and then possibly share it, or to do a live feed, which I didn't want to do because I thought that would just be complete chaos. At least this way, haters can hate and write whatever they want underneath the post. If I do post it at all, whatever, it doesn't matter to me one way or another. If you watch it, you're actually helping the algorithms for me, so thank you. If you like it or dislike it or comment on it, you're still helping the algorithms. That's what they want. They want engagement. They don't care how it happens. I just don't know where we're at, guys. I don't know where we're at. And it's scary. It's scary. A lot of people are really scared right now. Nobody knows what's happening. Nobody truly knows what's going on. None of us are there. On either side. Regardless of your views. And I'm not saying, also, I want to say this really quick before I get off. I'm not saying either to be silent. I'm not saying that. I do believe that silence equals death. There is a time when you have to fight for your beliefs and press on. And yes, perhaps come out and shout and do a little bit of that. But at this point in time, for my mental health and for my clear, calm energy and relaxation and peace, I am going to exercise silence. So, you'll still see me around, for those of you who love me and for those of you who like to stalk my profile and report it all the time. It's a daily occurrence, guys. A daily occurrence. I don't know. I would honestly think I was a freaking celebrity, but I'm not. The way some people react with me anyway, or how my profile and things get reported all the time. It's almost like they just this mean-spirited heart. Are you afraid? Is there something you're afraid that I'm saying? Why? I don't get it. Anyway, I'm going to live a happy life. I'm going to go on with my business. You go on with your business. You do you, boo. And you know what? I love you. And I thank you for being you. Regardless if you hate me or love me, I'm still going to love you. Because that's what I'm called to do. And I'm going to listen to my divine master over everybody, over any politician, over any other individual, over my family. I'm going to listen to my God. And the Bible is going to be my fact checker. Have a beautiful, wonderful day, guys. Enjoy your weekend. It's Saturday, July 26th, I believe. Take care.